Studio 31.
This is KHQ NonStop Local at 4.
Coming up on NonStop Local at 4, we're as happy as a rhino in the rain. Not sure that's an actual saying, but this rhino loves it, and hopefully you do too, because Blake says rain's on the way. And are you or your child looking for financial help for college? There is help available, but new numbers show there are thousands of Washingtonians not taking advantage. But first, court documents shedding light on an attempted kidnapping in Kennewick, what the suspect told police. And happy Tuesday afternoon to you all. Welcome to NonStop Local at 4. I'm Cory Howard. Waiting in the wings and voted most likely to give you your weather forecast later in the show, Blake Jensen. But we're going to get things started with Tracci Dial and Tri-Cities and an update on that attempted kidnapping. Tracci?
Thank you, Cory. Starting our 4 at 4 with new details on the attempted kidnapping near Park Middle School in downtown Kennewick. According to court documents, the 28-year-old suspect admitted to having a conversation with a 13-year-old girl and moving his van so she would have to walk past him. Last Wednesday, a Kennewick police officer was called out for reports of a sexual assault. According to probable cause documents, a 13-year-old was walking to school near West 10th Avenue and Benton Street when she was approached by a man in a blue van who reportedly asked her if she needed a ride. The victim ignored him and crossed the street, but the suspect got out of the van and gently pushed her and grabbed her chest. That's according to court documents. The victim ran off, went to school, and reported it. Officers say they identified the driver of the van on Friday afternoon on the 3300 block of West Kennewick Avenue. Tonight, he's still in the Benton County Jail for luring and second-degree molestation. He is being held on an investigative hold.
Continuing our 4 at 4, the Spokane City Council has approved the Spokane International Airport's $174 million budget for next year. According to the Spokane Airport Board, this represents an almost 47% increase from last year's budget. The jump comes with more travelers going through the airport as the Spokane region continues to recover from the pandemic. Another reason for the massive budget increase is the new $150 million renovation and the expansion of the Concourse C terminal. Currently, the Concourse C expansion project is in the first phase of the terminal renovation and expansion program. The $150 million expansion will add 3 new gates, replace current boarding gates with 3 passenger loading bridges, and much more. That project is expected to be completed in 2025.
Next at 4, Washington state legislators are saying nearly 15,000 Washington state students missed out on receiving college financial aid last year. That's only 41.7% of all seniors in high school completing their FAFSA applications. Nationwide, that makes Washington the 3rd lowest application rate by state. If your child is looking to go to college this next year, the application is already open. It opens every year on October 1st. There is no deadline to apply, but the earlier you apply, the more likely it is that you'll receive aid.
And taking a live look over downtown Spokane tonight, we did get to see some sunshine peek out today, but Blake, our next storm already approaching, set to bring in some rain and snow tonight. Snow tonight?
Mostly in the mountains,
okay.
But Cory, we're saying mostly because, yesterday we were talking about some areas that saw some snow mixing in with the rain in the lower elevations, and that could again be possible as we head into our Wednesday morning. Dry right now, temperatures mainly in the 50s, Yakima and the Tri-Cities mid to upper 50s, but Spokane still on the cooler side, 47 degrees right now. A windy day in the Tri-Cities and Yakima. Those winds just picking up here in the last hour or so, sustained right now 20 to 25 miles per hour as we get ready for this next frontal system to move on through. A little bit warmer today in eastern Washington and North Idaho. Look at now that the rain from yesterday has moved on out, and nice to get a dry break in the rain, but again, it didn't last long. In fact, we're already starting to see a few sprinkles in central Washington as that next system starts to roll on in. Already seeing quite a bit of rain there in western Washington. That'll be moving our direction as we go overnight tonight. Looking for rain showers to start up here pretty soon around the Yakima area the next couple of hours. Your best chance should be drying out by Wednesday morning. The Tri-Cities also seeing a good chance for showers, although arriving a little bit later. Best chance late tonight into early tomorrow morning, and around Spokane we'll have to wait even longer. You see that chance really jumping up about 11 o'clock tonight. But Cory, it might get just cold enough to maybe see some wet snowflakes in that rain in Spokane Wednesday morning. We're going to show you what the futurecast looks like and look at more snow up in the mountains when we see you back in a few minutes.
Can't wait. Thank you very much, Blake. Still to come here tonight on NonStop Local at 4. We're talking about pumpkin carving, specifically checking in on the ones Blake and I carved last Friday, while also giving you yet another alternative to traditional carving. And then the things we do for our kids summed up in one picture here, the heartwarming story behind this photo, which also leads us to our question of the day. Showering, we're all doing it, hopefully, but do you prefer morning or night? Is there a right answer? We'll discuss a little later in the show, but right now we'll be back in 90 seconds.
SWX tonight, Spokane's Center for Sports. Bringing you live updates,
trying to chase down a playoff spot,
exclusive interviews, and all the latest sports news and headlines. SWX tonight, the Inland Northwest's Center for Sports. Cut through the fog. Blake Jensen, only on KHQ.
I'm prancing in the rain. This might be the best video you see today. A rhino playing in the rain at the Fort Worth, Texas Zoo. This big guy put on a show for a group of 5th graders as rare rain fell across North Texas yesterday. Much of that state has been in an extreme drought for months now. So the rhino, he knows a good thing when he sees it. And Blake, as much as I'm not a fan of saying goodbye to summer and the great weather that we've been having this fall, we should all try and be like a rhino in the rain.
Yeah, or at least find a video here locally of a rhino dancing in the rain when it does start to rain again. But yeah, he's having a fun time, isn't he?
I think I've come up with a children's book.
Maybe a hippo in the snow? Up in the mountains, a hippo in the snow, maybe?
That's not where hippos hang out, Blake, but...
Oh. Rhino's not in rain either. Probably doesn't see a lot of rain. Let's take a look at that forecast because if we did have some hippos, maybe they'd be sliding around in the snow up there in the mountains. Dry right now, but as we just talked about a couple of minutes ago, that is going to be changing, and for some of us a little bit sooner than others. Again, looking for rain showers to be starting up in the Yakima Valley here in the next hour or two. Starting to see those scattered rain showers already reaching the Cascades, even some very light sprinkles right now over the Columbia Basin. But the main system really moving through overnight tonight and into early Wednesday morning, and the timing of that moves through right at about the coldest time of the day, early in the morning, and that's where just maybe, kind of like yesterday, could be a couple of spots, maybe see some big chunky wet snowflakes early Wednesday morning mixed in with that rain. We do not expect it to accumulate on the roads, but still just something that we want you to be aware of and ready for. All of that moisture moving out by Wednesday afternoon. We actually could be seeing some sun breaks by the second half of the day, but it will be breezy and those winds staying fairly persistent all the way through the 7-day forecast as our active weather pattern also hanging around the jet stream in close proximity, and that's where we're seeing those winds kind of breezy each and every day, and that looks to be the case along with more rounds of rain and mountain snow all the way through Halloween on Monday. So again, getting some good use finally out of those rain jackets, rain boots. Temperatures out there right now, again, mid to upper 40s to mid 50s, that quick adjustment from the 70s last week, but now we are certainly in it as the dry day turning not so dry now. Again, very, very light showers on the outskirts of the Tri-Cities already, but again, the bulk of that system still in western Washington. That's what's going to be moving east as we go overnight tonight and bringing more snow to the mountains. Right now, temperatures just now starting to drop to freezing up at Stevens Pass. Mostly wet streets at the moment, but we'll likely be seeing that snow starting to stick here in the next few hours, which is why there are winter weather advisories in place over the Cascade passes all the way through tomorrow evening. Same thing down across the Blue Mountains and up and over Lolo Pass, similar spots to where we were seeing yesterday. And Stevens Pass right now looking to be the biggest beneficiary. Look at this, 4 to 8 inches of snow. That's just by tomorrow morning. So again, expecting winter up there in the mountain passes. Snoqualmie, maybe a slushy 2 inches up there through tomorrow morning, but we'll have to be keeping a close eye on those temperatures. Going to be very close there. Otherwise, an inch or two up and over Lookout Pass. Again, the Blues, however, also could be seeing some snow. And again, not just up in the mountains, there is a very small chance that maybe some of this does mix in with some rain, some snow showers showers rather, mixing in with that rain as we go into our Wednesday morning. Futurecast again, bringing the bulk of the system through about midnight tonight. And then watch right here, 5 a.m., still showing green on the Futurecast. That's rain around Spokane, but between 5 and 7, right there, that little switch over to blue between Spokane down to the Palouse, that could be some wet snowflakes there briefly. All of that should be moving out by about midday. Then we dry out a couple of stray showers through Thursday morning and then drier through the day on Thursday. But again, storms moving through about every 24 hours or so, and that's going to keep things active. We do stay a little bit drier Thursday, Friday. Next round of showers again coming in through the weekend. Still looking at a chance for rain on Halloween. The temperatures do warm up a little bit though. In fact, could be back in the 60s for the Tri-Cities by Thursday and Friday.
It's High School Football Friday. This week, the Battle of the Bell between Meade and Mount Spokane. Kickoff at 7, and the best place to watch, SWX, powered by Inland Power and Light.
Blake, do you remember this?
All too well, Corey. Yeah.
Well, in case you didn't
Our
see
experiment.
it, on Friday, just 96 hours ago, Blake and I carved pumpkins live on air here using a technique that's supposedly the right way to carve your pumpkins. In case you missed it, I guess carving from the bottom instead of using the top as a lid is preferred method to make sure your pumpkins last longer leading up to Halloween. After 96 hours, this is what it looks like. It's a little sunken down here, and there is some mold folding on here.
Yeah, I can see. Yeah, right. Yeah.
It's been 4 days. It's been 4 days inside. I'm not sure if
it accentuates the frown.
It does. I'm not sure if it's in a heated space, if that's more detrimental to the pumpkins than being outside in the cold. But I did try this method on Saturday with my own kids. That pumpkin's been sitting out in the cold since Saturday night. It looks a lot better than this one. So maybe there is something to
inside.
the cold preserving. Yeah. Anyways, all of that to say, carving from the bottom might be better.
Maybe.
Might be better.
We've got the one I did on the front porch right now. It's hanging in there.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
But wait, there's more. If you're watching this and you're saying, Corey, that sounds good. Sure, I can do that. But I don't even have a knife to carve my pumpkins. All I have at my disposal is my flock of chickens.
Very common turn of phrase.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, good news for you.
I need you guys to carve out these pumpkins, and I'm going to post it on the internet, so you got to do a really awesome job.
Using chickens to carve your pumpkins, and a peacock there, I guess, too. A Cog Hill family farm in Alabama tried it out. The guy even gave his birds a pre-carving pep talk.
Hey, Dolly, I know that you're one of the smartest ones here. You may want to Google pumpkin carving. Hey, girls, if you want me to, I'll go get a rubber band and we can pull y'all's hair back so you don't get pumpkin all in your hair.
And 6.5 hours later, folks, this is what you get.
All right, pumpkin number 2. It ain't no Michelangelo. But he looks like he's happy.
It's not. That doesn't look too bad, right?
No.
Now,
can I guess how he did it?
Well, hang on 1 second, and then you can guess.
Okay.
Because if you're saying, well, that's just one man and his chickens, those are special chickens, trained pumpkin carving chickens. Well, take a look at this.
They will do the rest of the work.
Another farmer did it.
Wow.
And this lady did it as well. They say, Blake, as you were saying, you just outline the design and you get the skin off, that tough skin, and the chickens do the rest. So if you're dreading carving your pumpkins or not allowed to handle sharp objects like me, grab some chickens, put them to work.
So they just like the taste. I was saying that maybe they glued some food on there for them in the pattern that they wanted it, and then they went after it, but they just like to eat pumpkin.
You put the pattern in there and they do it for you.
Didn't know that. Yeah.
It's better than ours, I guess.
Yeah.
Also, we forgot to mention on Friday, it's good to wash your pumpkins prior to carving them. Give them a bath.
Yeah.
And speaking of baths, Blake, I don't mean to put you on the spot. How often do you shower?
Every single day, Corey.
You should
I'm
shower.
glad I could answer that question that way.
All right, now do you do it in the morning or at the night?
I'm a morning shower person. Helps get me started for the day, but I'm not one of those people that, see those crazy people on social media that are all about cold showers in the morning.
Yeah.
No, I got to have the warm shower in the morning.
Well, there's a lot to unpack there. Let's touch on the frequency, first of all. Do you need to shower every day? Well, WebMD says, while there is no one-size-fits-all answer, many doctors say a daily shower is fine, but really, for many people, 2 to 3 times a week is enough and maybe even better for your health, of course, depending on your activity. If you exercise, you work out in the sun, or maybe forecast the sun.
It's a big job.
Hint, hint. Maybe shower every day, right?
Whew. thankfully.
Yes.
Okay.
But overshowering can result in some skin problems, so be careful with that. Now, speaking of activity, showering in the morning versus night, a sleep expert from the University of Arizona says those morning showers can help get rid of sleep inertia and get you going, right?
I've got the backing of science.
There you go.
Yep.
But an evening shower can relax you for bedtime. So it isn't as clear cut as to as how often it is, but lots of factors. Do you use it as a wake-up routine? Do you use it as an opportunity to wash away the day before bed? Happens to be our question of the day. Showers, are you a morning or a night person?
Maybe just do both.
You could, but
Relax.
as we just said,
Skin problems.
that's too much. My friend Luke said both. He washes his hair in the morning, so he does both, but when he does the hair, he got to be in the morning.
Okay.
He does have some good locks, so I can see that. Patty says both but in the winter, when it's so cold in the morning, a good hot shower at night is so relaxing and nice. And Dottie says morning, and in the summer, again, activity coming into play here. If she's been out mowing, she'll do it again at night. So a lot of situations and factors go into this decision. And I can already hear you saying, Cory, you're a little obsessed with other people's bathing habits, or my goodness, Cory, what is the point of all this? Well, then you must be new to the show because you're going to be saying that a lot. But my point is, showers aren't fun, right? My 3 boys take baths. They have the time of their lives. There's toys, there's bubbles, there's splashing water everywhere. The amusing activity of a bath during childhood, it turns into the unavoidable chore in adulthood. But does it have to? Could you just not shower? Yeah. This guy did. According to the BBC, Amu Hajid, dubbed the dirtiest man in the world, lived the life of a hermit in Iran, surviving on raw animal meats, including his favorite porcupine, and apparently did not shower for more than 6 decades, Blake. Wow. The BBC reports Haji refused to use soap and water because he was scared it would make him sick. Was he onto something? No. The answer is no. But listen to this. After refusing to bathe for roughly as long as Jean-Claude Van Damme has been alive, he finally succumbed to the pressure a few months ago, according to the BBC. And you may notice, I'm talking about him in the past tense here, and that's because Mr. Haji died on Sunday, according to Iranian TV. But he died at the age of 94 years old.
So maybe he was onto something.
So
with
an incredibly long life. He did it on his own terms, successful by his standards, I'm sure. But I'm going to be sticking to the daily shower.
Yeah.
I think I'll be doing that. But again,
and keep porcupine out of the diet.
Good call. But sometimes a shower just isn't in the cards. We have a shower theme going on, especially if you're a dad who doesn't want to disappoint his son. This right here is a great story. This dad, Michael, never missed watching a Kentucky basketball game with his dad. So when Kentucky announced an exhibition game in Michael's neck of the woods, he wanted to take his son, build that same relationship he had with his dad. Well, as you can see, Michael works in a coal mine. He ended up working late that day, but he was not going to disappoint his 3-year-old son by missing the game. So he went straight from work, covered in soot, to meet his family. Someone posted these pictures online. As you can imagine, that took off. Even Kentucky's coach commenting, "My family's American dream started in Clarksburg, West Virginia coal mine." So this picture hits home. The coach then called the family.
And my phone rang, and I had no clue who it was, and I answered, and he was like, "Hey, it's Coach Cal." And I was like, I just sat there. I was like, it was a complete shock.
So Coach Cal invited Michael, Molly, Easton, and his little sister to a game to be treated like VIPs this year for the McGuires there, this family. It's a nice chance just to feel the love from Kentucky basketball, their fandom. But look at that, Dad. I love it.
That's a hard-working man right there.
Hard-working man.
And an awesome dad.
Doesn't want to disappoint his kids. We can relate to that.
Super cool.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
love
that's
that.
it for the talkers today, everyone. The theme of showers is done, and I'm going to get rid of this because it is filthy.
Maybe go give that pumpkin a shower.
Yeah. All right. We'll be right back after this, everybody. Oh, the candle's still there, too.
And some juice.
This is KHQ-TV, Channel 6 in Spokane, Washington, transmitting from Tower Mountain.
Boomer, Gen X, Millennial. How about Gen Z? Hey, no matter. NonStop Local has news for every generation. Any time of the day, any device you're on, anywhere in the world. When you need to know what's happening where you live, we are on it. NonStop Local, KHQ.
All right, Blake, finish this sentence. Question for you here. Taylor Swift is the first artist to sell 1 million records in 1 week since who?
You ask me a lot of music-related questions, and I inevitably go back to one person a lot, but I think legitimately this could be Garth Brooks.
Okay. Here's the full sentence. Taylor Swift is the first artist to sell 1 million records in 1 week since Taylor Swift.
Oh, okay, trick question. That's not fair.
She did the same thing. She did the same thing back in 2017 when she released Reputation. We talked about her release last week. We counted down to it even. The opening sales for Midnight Swift's 19th studio album. 19th?
She's been doing it a long time,
19 studio albums?
She was like under 16 when she released her first one?
My goodness.
Right?
I don't even know if the Rolling Stones have that many studio albums. And they've been around for 60 years. Anyways, her 19th studio album, just unprecedented in the streaming area. She sold 1.2 million albums. That's actual hard copy albums. She sold 500,000 vinyl albums. People are listening to vinyl now. I like that. Of course, she's also breaking all the streaming records too. She shattered the single-day streaming record on Spotify. It's good to be Taylor Swift.
I was gonna say, apparently I've got to get with the times. Start listening to some Swift.
Last night, Swift was on the Tonight Show right here on our airwaves at 11:30. She teased a potential tour. And that's it.
Oh, I thought we were going to go to sound of her talking about her tour.
No, that was it. She might tour.
We don't know if she's coming our direction yet.
She's probably got another album or two to make and release.
Within the next couple months.
Yeah. She's a busy girl.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, we do have a live look from somewhere. Where is it? I see snow, Blake.
Oh.
I see snow. So I'm going to say a mountainous region. Well, we'll zoom out after the break and tell you exactly where this is. Plus, Blake will give you a final look at your forecast when we come back.
More snow in it.
Spokane is facing a crisis. Lack of affordable housing, mental health, addiction. Have people living here, and camping here.
I'm here trying to make my way too,
Calls for compassion are mixed.
5th largest homeless population.
With controversy over solutions to clean up, curb crime, and protect our local businesses. NonStop Local is an advocate for you. Watch unbiased coverage and click here for information on Saving Spokane, finding solutions to the homeless crisis.
And our live look. Schweitzer, everybody.
It was Schweitzer.
Very local, very close. And yes, you see some snow there, Blake.
Yeah, they're getting pretty excited to be getting this snow early in the season, and really no signs of it stopping up in the mountains as we just keep getting these storms that are rolling on through. So if you're thinking about season passes, you might want to jump on the train because, again, a good sign to be getting this snow early on. And we've got more systems coming. Again, the one we've highlighted throughout this newscast arriving tonight. In fact, already starting to see a few showers across parts of central Washington. Winter weather advisories back in place up in the mountains and the lower elevations. Mostly rain, but maybe a few snowflakes early Wednesday morning, and then a little bit of a drier break Thursday, Friday, as temperatures do bounce back up into the 50s around Spokane. Look for 50s also Yakima and the Tri-Cities. You'll be seeing your showers tonight. Should be drying out throughout the day tomorrow.
We're told it's Taylor Swift's 10th album, everybody. The 9 and the 0 are close to each other on the keyboard. And the Rolling Stones have released 30 studio albums. So